Welcome back, everybody. So there is a time limit when you're doing this one. As soon as you start cutting some of the plants here, you get so much time before they all start growing back. So you do want to put the full 10 minions onto the device so that you can have it moving as quickly as you can. You also want to try to take a path that requires the least backtracking to hit all of it. You do get enough time to do it where you don't have to be too terribly picky about exactly how you do it, but you don't have extra time to really waste.
Very adequate. Looks like he's a keeper now. Could be, could be. Let's see what this dark creature can do about the parlor.
Okay. Down this path, there is a little picnic area that they have set up down there. It's basically just a good area to get some money and pick up equipment for your minions. Nothing down there that you need for having missed anything in the game or finishing this storyline. So you can go ahead and pick up the Paladin, move on to this area. Through those vases are where they're going to want to take him. But before you do that, this side area you do want to go into. There are going to be some of the shade creatures here and a bunch of sheep, including plenty of the sheep that fight back and a good handful of the flaming ones that will blow up eventually. They're probably the only thing here that will be much of a threat. You don't want to have one of them in the area and leave your minions near it. It can kill a dozen of them in a heartbeat. So you really want to try to set off the flaming ones, get them aggravated in the area where they're going to explode, and then back everybody off. I really didn't have to put much effort into it this time, so I made it look a little simpler than what it really needs to. My practice run of this, I got most of my minions killed because they will wipe you out real quick. I just got real lucky this time that none of them went off any time that any of my minions were around, really.
Looks like a mold for a new helmet.
So here is another unique mold. This will let you forge a new item that will have a specific number of minions that have to be used in the creation and will be completely different than the ones that's based on the 3 just basic smelters. Putting the 5th minion on it will let it go a little faster. I'm also now going to go ahead and switch out of my reds and browns. I do not need them anymore. My reds and greens, that is. Browns is what I'll primarily be switching to. The tower portal's right down there, so that's where they are carrying that unique foraging. I forget what they call it. I think it's a blueprint.
We're now creating the harvesting helmet, Gore. Put that on your head, and you'll be able to harvest more life force.
So that will let us create a helmet that increases the amount of life force that you get while wearing it. I have never made it, so I do not know for sure how effective it is. With how late in the game it comes, it does not seem like a very useful item to me. By this point, you probably have enough life force to go the rest of the game and not worry about it. If you have done this abyssal area before you did a full Arcanium suit, or before you have gotten the achievement for just a total amount of life force, it would probably help for that a good bit. But I have always done that before I ever got to this, so I don't know.
Now, how can we sit down for a nice bit of embroidery in a place like this? The slugs keep breeding and attracting the rats. I keep poking them with my knitting needles, but they won't go away.
One almost feels sorry for them. The rats and slugs, that is. Consider these to be mercy-killing, sire. Yeah.
And this is the one area that you have to use the Paladin that can be a little tricky. Again, you're basically on a time limit. You get so long before a new set of slugs will be spawned. And you have to get all of the creatures killed, slugs and rats, and all of the mess cleaned up. So you basically want to get the mop over here into this area, go ahead and wipe out all the slugs. Go about cleaning, but also just go ahead and start firing your browns into the area to try to kill all of the rats off. And I did not get it that time, so I'm going to have to do a whole nother cycle basically. So all the slugs are dead. Unfortunately, my minions are getting in the way, keeping me from using the mop. And another set of slugs is out, so I am doing it again. And it usually has always taken me at least about 3 or 4 times to do this. And partially I just have to get lucky. And if I could have gotten around and killed that one last rat, that would have been a good run. I would think that using some reds and putting them on guard markers in the areas where the rats spawn would be a very effective way of trying to do it. I just would rather go ahead and have my browns out at this point. So I've always done it this way. So while it's not the smartest way, I think it's the way I would continue to do it. I've never had it take quite this long though, so I may have to reevaluate here in a minute. Well, if my minions would quit finding things to where they get in the way and won't let me move the mop, that one that was still out there was holding it in place. Is that it? Nope, there was one more rat that I didn't see. I thought that I had it there.
Messing with the furnishings. I can see you've really got the hang of this. But don't think you're coming up here without bringing us a present.
Yes, yes. Something pretty that smells nice.
I think I have a few old eyeballs in my Overlord, or I could get Gubbin to dig around in the dung pile.
And so now we are allowed into the main area, where all of the women have come and have set up their little base of operations of dominating the men. You do have a brown minions portal right there.
Don't go near them. They've got some moves.
Lovely. That, what's his name, Thingy Beast will be so pleased to see what we've done with his abyss.
Unless you do something, sire, this place will be spewing out scatter cushions and floral prints.
So you can go past them at this point, and they're not aggressive. But you are going to get a point where they're going to become aggressive, and you're going to need to get all of them anyway. So it's best to just go ahead and start the fight here at the front.
Your minions at me.
I don't worry about having my minions start carrying them off yet, though,
Make me go back
because
up there to wash his socks.
having all of your minions to fight is helpful, because you are going to have to deal with quite a bit of them here in a couple of the different rooms. They're not really that dangerous though, so as long as you're fairly far into the game where you have a pretty good minion count, you should be able to just send them out, let them do the fighting, not worry about any kind of strategy, and it will be good enough to get them. For some reason my blues did not pick up that guy. We've also had some of the shades up here behind us. And I've actually lost a good handful of minions. Don't know that I've ever lost any here before. And now as we come on forward, Well, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to go ahead and end this video. Oh, wait, no, I've got another minute. I was a minute ahead of myself and thought I was going to have to end it real abruptly like I did the last video, but I'm not quite in that big of a rush. And there is the portal back to the tower, so that's where you're going to have to carry them. So at this point, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and go back and carry all of the ones you've missed, because you're going to have to go back and get them anyway. So I will probably go ahead and be looking at ending the video here with having done this. If I even finish it before I finish, I have to cut the video off. I may have to end it early. In fact, I'll probably just go ahead and go back to the beginning and end it there and then carry them back in the next one. But in the next video, we should pretty easily finish this abyssal area and be ready to go back to being good. Well, at least as good as you can be as the Overlord. And I will see you next time.